out to attack General Mugisha Muntu. He came out to put him on challenge. In fact, he even insinuated on abducting this general. Once upon a time, Mugisha Muntu came out to call on President Museveni to stop his son from doing such things. And Muhoozi came out to say, and I quote through Twitter, "We are always a coward and a buffoon, Greg. The biggest mistake we ever committed was to appoint you a commander." That's how General Muhoozi came out to call General Mugisha Muntu that they made a mistake appointing a commander. And for Muhoozi coming out to attack the retired general, it shows the bad manners. It shows the pride, and the pride comes before a fall. We all know you're under military rule, and if a junior like General Muhoozi Kainerugaba comes out to attack a former commander, it cannot remain as business as usual. So in this episode, I've come to talk about the threats which were made by General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the certain materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagri. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. One, for a very long period of time, General Muhoozi has exposed bad manners. In fact, you may not believe that he's the CDF of a country. He has been partisan, he has been immoral, he has been putting our national cohesion at risk. And this is done when even General Museveni is looking on. Shame on you, General Museveni. Okay? And Muhoozi coming out to threaten Mugisha Muntu that they helped him to make him a commander. Maybe he doesn't know history. Mugisha Muntu was one of the longest serving army commander. He got this position because he deserved it. He was in the bush. He entered the bush barely at 27 years old. His conscience told him to go to the bush despite his father being UPC. So such a person who was with your father in the bush, you cannot just treat anyhow on that revolutionary. It is the structures you stand on as the CDF were built by such great men, the Mugisha Muntu, the messages. At least on the bare minimum, they deserve respect. Not to come out and treat as if you're talking to your kid brother. Okay? General Muhoozi even continued to say, "There is a small insect that always cries to my father." He failed in every measure of being a man or a soldier. The biggest coward in UPDF. Greg, I dare you to a duel. I have a pistol for you and me. Muhoozi came out to call Mugisha Muntu a coward, and he dared him to a duel. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know a duel, according to the English dictionary, a duel means a contest with a deadly weapon arranged between two people in order to settle a point of honor. Okay? So Muhoozi calling upon Mugisha Muntu to a duel so that they can use deadly weapons to settle a point of honor. It can be shooting to someone to see who was a perfect target. It can be of who is supposed to eliminate each other. But I want to tell you, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, you are just a CDF barely 1 year. Mugisha Muntu commanded the same army for 10 years, almost 10 years. Is upon which the basis of UPDF is built before it was even professionalized, because it had come from the bush. Mugisha Muntu has more experience than you even on the battlefield. They commanded people in the battlefield. In fact, during the Bush War, Salim Saleh and Mugisha Muntu were one of the best commanders who never lost even soldiers on the battlefield. Muhoozi Kainerugaba has never been seen on the battlefield. Even in our UPDF, there are always Mohanga is always on the battlefield. General Mohanga, I think, is the commander land forces, and is it Okiding are the people who always go on the battlefield. Muhoozi Kainerugaba, I know he has a profession. He studied in Dasanda as one of the best military universities. The only honor you have is studying in the Sandhurst, but you lack experience on the battlefield. It's like having a degree of bookkeeping, yet you have never really practiced what it means in bookkeeping. So you have only one sword. And you're not the first person to go to Sandhurst. Oito Joke in the late 80s, 70s, they were the first people to go into Sandhurst. In fact, when Oito Joke died in a plane crash, even the NRA rebels become happy because he was a pillar who had contained the rebel from entering Kampala. When his helicopter crashed, even the NRA went on to capture Kampala. Okay, so you have only one sword. Do not dare Mugisha Muntu in a duel. Mugisha Muntu will show you dust. Mugisha Muntu has experience on the battlefield. Mugisha Muntu is like General Kaguta Museveni. By the way, General Kaguta Museveni has not studied in any military school. But even if I don't like him as a dictator, he's one of the best soldiers. I don't like him as a dictator. He has ruled over us in a very bad manner, but as a good soldier. Do not dare call Mugisha Muntu for a drill because you will be embarrassed. You only have a degree in Sandhurst. Okay? It's the reason as why even when UPDF is doing operations, you are not always the commander because they know you are weak. If you come out to disparage the former commander of the UPDF, how do you think the current commanders look at you, people like Muhanga and others? They may not tell you, but they are disparaging you. Secondly, even away from that, calling Mugisha Muntu such names, disparaging him, telling that you are going to abduct him, it is in it bad manners. Mugisha Muntu is like your father. They have the pillars of the revolution. You cannot just come out and disparage him in front of soldiers. Okay? Okay? Because Muhoozi also came out in a tweet to say, Greg, the next time you utter my name, I'll carry you by your nose and ears to a place you'll cry for help. So here, Muhoozi Kainerugaba is threatening Mugisha Muntu that he may abduct him and take him to a place where he will cry for help. And you think Mugisha Muntu can cry? Mugisha Muntu has been in deep waters since the Ella Bush, since the university. So you cannot just come out to say that you can just take him to a place where he can cry. He has seen a lot. He has seen very many things. So, away from that, I beseech you, be humble. Pride comes before a fall. You don't need to treat such things, most especially to our comrade in arms. General Museveni, I know he can do anything, but there are some things he can't treat towards these Busho generals. In fact, he has done worse to even other people, but some things are left in the heart. Okay? Even away from that, I remember even Lokech before he died was on the battlefield. There are very many videos of Muhanga, Lokech, Okiding on the battlefield, commanding on the forefront. There is no video of you commanding on the forefront. Okay, you may have a degree in administrating politics, the military, but zero experience on the battlefield. In fact, let me leave you with a tape of Lokech on the battlefield. Here's a tape. Okay, Muhoozi, that was below their belt. Of course, that's my opinion. Do make comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, I am play with subscribe, like and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.